Morning, everyone. It's Promise Odera Onu. Sorry, the weather is changing here, so I had to wear a jacket. If it gets too cold, I might switch to just doing videos inside because it's getting we're getting into proper winter now. Okay, so today I want to speak to an issue that is bothering me. This is quite personal to me. Within the last month, let me just say within the last 4 weeks, I've had two people in Nigeria lose their child at birth, or after birth, rather. So, and this highlights the issue that this whole jakpa thing, where people are rushing abroad because of economic hardship in Nigeria, is beginning to tell on us the vacuum that is being created. Now, there's a saying that you can't eat your cake and have it at the same time. So, these people that we are losing, all in the name of jakpa, especially in the medical field, is beginning to, leave a big gap in our health sector, such a way that even people that give birth, the most vulnerable people who are babies, are not being well looked after to the point that they die shortly after birth. And that is really, really, really concerning. In the first case, it was a family member, family relative, gave birth. They told the father that the child has jaundice. Even kids born abroad have jaundice. My first son had jaundice. You use a phototherapy, you just put the child under a fluorescent bulb, So the dad went to look for money, like they said to him to go and get more money. Before he could come back, they've already put the child under the supposed phototherapy in Onitsha. This is happening in Onitsha, by the way, in a private hospital in Onitsha, there in housing. So, but before, he could come back, they said the child died. How does the child, die that quick when, the father just went to get money? It's so sad for a child that was given birth to be lost in a hospital, not at home, not because he had that child on transit. It's so devastating, both for the mother, for the father, for all the family members who have been told, oh, she has given birth, only for them again to be called and said, oh, we lost the child. Not because of sickness, but purely because of negligence or inaptitude or inefficiency. Because I don't see any reason whereby a child that has been successfully born, will not be looked after properly, just because of something as common as jaundice. So the good doctors in Nigeria have all jackpad. And what we have left are just people who don't know what they are doing, frankly speaking, especially those in private hospitals and, what have you, where somebody can just qualify himself, look for job. If he doesn't find job, find somehow to sort of raise capital and, equip a building and just call it a hospital. Now, the second case is my engineer. They just told me, and this sad news came to me on my birthday anyway. He just told me that his child just died. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you're expecting a baby. He said, yeah, they gave birth to the baby, and within 2 days, they said the baby, the baby was birthed through CS, So they said, oh, the baby is losing strength. Transfer them to, this one is happening in Asaba. And Asaba is capital of Delta State. So you can understand, yes, it was a private hospital as well. But they now referred them to FMC, which is Federal Medical Center, which is a federal hospital in Asaba. When they referred them, they got to the hospital only for them, to get there. They did everything in the ICU and the baby was lost. Now, this is showing that even in places that are cities, like Onitsha and Asaba, in these cases, children are dying because you don't have adequate professional help. Because I know people that gave birth under 24 weeks or in 24 weeks of gestation, and they manage to keep these children alive till today. I'm talking about the UK. So with professional help, a child that was given birth to in 24 weeks can survive, but a child that finished full term of 9 months in Nigeria are lost because of professional lack in the system. Now, I want to say this. This might not be common opinion. This might be different to what people might think, but I don't believe that everybody needs to jakpa. And some people might think it's hypocritical. What are you doing abroad? Come back. I have tried to come back to Nigeria. Even this year, I've tried to come back to Nigeria. It's just that situation does not allow. But if I find a very good job in Nigeria that can sustain me and pay my bills here in the UK, I am happy to come back. But that said, there are jobs, there are professions that even if a country is at war, must be maintained, must be kept. And one of those jobs, in fact, the number one on those jobs after presidents, or let me say after leaders, is doctors. You need to have efficient doctors in the country, even at wartime, because doctors are usually the first you see after God and the last you see before you see God. If doctor give you a dying date, likelihood that is your dying date. So that's the that is the most important profession in any country, followed by IT guys. Now, the same guy highlighted that there was an issue also with one of the banks, I don't want to mention name, that they said they were doing updates that usually do IT updates you do probably in the night in less than 12 hours, or if it's going to be a long update, you probably push it over the weekend. They said it took 8 days for the money that somebody sent to him to appear in his account. So IT guys are leaving, doctors are leaving, nurses are leaving, and most of them come here and start all over or do COS or whatever. I just want to say, no matter how bad, and I'm speaking to the Minister of Health as well, we must do something to make sure we don't lose all our doctors. I appreciate that P2B and others will share the opinion that you let people jakpa, that is good. You will bring money back into the system. Yes, but you must make sure that you don't lose everybody, especially those that will look after your populace, that will look after our mothers, that will look after our grandmothers, that will look after our fathers and look after our grandfathers. Because no matter how rich you are there, abroad, if there is nobody to look after and give good professional health care to your family members, you will just, be burying your family members one by one, which is what has been happening. A lot of death this year because there is fake drugs. People rely on chemists, and most of these chemists are quacks. They go and learn the work. Oh, paracetamol will treat headache. Oh, this is how much they buy this. They learn work. They learn chemists the way people go and do a bad boy. People do apprenticeship in learning electrician or plumbing. That's how people go and learn the work of selling drugs. They call chemists. It's only few pharmacies like, Pax Pharmacy and all the rest that we have in Nigeria. Or maybe you see good pharmacies in Abuja or Lagos. Well, most of these other places or small cities, people are left in the care of those who are not even trained. Now, you see the private hospitals, the way they are run, they are profit-oriented. If you come with a sickness, if you don't have money, you're in trouble. Then there's something that is shocking that this guy said to me. He said that when he came into FMC, he was told to go and buy thermometer. That was crazy. A whole federal medical center do not have thermometer. Now, if you check very well, either they are not getting all these consumables or that somebody is selling it for his own personal gain because of the economic hardship or situation of the country. So I am calling on Delta State government, I am calling on Anambra State government to please find a solution. I did a video where I advised the government on the best way to manage our health system. The government need to employ what the UK is doing. You have to find a way, a policy that will encompass both the public and the private doctors to be paid by the government for every consultation. 10 minutes consultation, 20 minutes consultation, pay them. Let it be a way of your welfare assistance to the people. Pay for consultation so that people will not be misdiagnosed or ill-diagnosed or even undiagnosed in some cases. When people know that they can see their doctors for free and get good advice, then doctors can give them the prescription. Let them now go and find money and pay for the drugs. I am yet to see any state in Nigeria that offers free medical service. I think there are some to some level for civil servants or police or military or what have you. And also I hear that some insurance companies or system or insurance policy holders in the public, in the public sector, which is commendable. Now we need to find a way. Government need to find a way to utilize not just the public hospitals, but the private hospitals. Let them have a way of checkmating that anybody that has a hospital is actually qualified, and at the same time, make sure that they are paid through the government, and that way, people can be diagnosed properly. Let them now go and buy drugs themselves. That's what the NHS is all about. We can't have all these resources and, have all this money, plus all the borrowing, yet there is no one thing that anybody can boast that the country is doing for them. I saw a video of what is happening in Niger Delta. I pitied them. A whole documentary was done. I shared it on my pages. It is on YouTube. Niger Delta, the war of crude oil. Some of these communities don't even have water till 2024. They don't even drink good water. There is gas flaring and flaking or whatever they call it all over. What is the community enjoying? Nothing. We need a country that looks after the people so that people can be patriotic, so that people will know that government cares for them. But this is, please, a clarion call for all our healthcare. Even in wartime, there are people that stay back. If you're a medical personnel, if you're a nurse, if you're a caregiver, please, what you are doing is a selfless service. That's why you have to take the oath you take. Please, let's not all jakpa because of economic situation. Some of us need to stay back and take care of people. You can't come into the country now and have other countries coming to do volunteer services and treat people when we have and boast of the highest number of doctors. I commend that doctor that was public, that went viral for saying he wants to move back to Nigeria. I commend him, and I now see the reason. All of us, please, for those of you that are doctors that are staying back, God bless you. You can't have all these quacks, allowing children to be better than, lost at the same time. It is a real issue we need to start speaking to. And that's just the two that came to my notice. What of the millions that I don't know about? If people don't even know how to take care of a baby, just a pregnancy, as small as a pregnancy is, what of those that have more serious issues? What of those that have more, terminal issues like cancer and the rest? If you don't have money to go abroad, it will surprise you to do that most people that go abroad for medical reasons, medical tourism. If you are an investor and you want to invest, please look at investing in the health sector. Because the amount of money being spent abroad, if we can provide and treat some of these things in Nigeria, people will stay back and, it will be a viable business. The government should please look into the health ministry. I repeat again, there are professions that shouldn't jakpa, not even in wartime. They are needed in every country. Any country that don't have doctors, especially in that riverine area, Bayelsa, Nogoa, all those areas where these oil companies are, they said from the documentary I watched, although it might be some years back, some of them don't even have doctors in these villages. But they are producing the oil that is sustaining the whole country for over 60-something years after discovering oil. So please, our government should look into all this. We are losing the good doctors, and the ones left behind don't know what they are doing. Please, the National Medical Center that registers doctors should be up and doing. We should create incentives for doctors so that they will remain, pay them well. We leave the people that we're supposed to pay and be allowing politicians to be looting money and sending the money abroad. You will see the politicians' children, they will be abroad telling you they are spending £5,000 a month because their father gave them the money. What is your father doing? We don't even know who their father is. Meanwhile, doctors are living, and our hands, our life is trusted into the hands of God and our doctors. May God have mercy. Please, if you get this message, send it to a doctor that you know, send it to those politicians, and hopefully we'll be able to save more lives. God bless you.